Hey, Jamie, can you hear us?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Let me make sure. We got Jamie on the call. I don't know if it's expecting Rich or not.
Hi, Jamie.
Rich's, maybe.
Give me 1 second.
Hi.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Kay. So sorry.
No,
not
I'm so
anticipating that.
glad that we were able to get this set up.
You think we're good?
Thank you, Tracy.
Are you good?
I think we're good.
So we,
Be sure to use microphones. Yes, I'll call the roll.
okay. We'll call to order Nickel Plate Review Committee meeting June 22nd, 2022. Kay, would you like to call roll?
I will. Ms. Stoller. Ms. Nieves.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Bowman.
Here.
Mr. Block. And we do have quorum.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the previous minutes from 5/25/22?
Move to approve.
I'll second. Kay, please.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Nieves.
Here.
Ms. Bowman.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, our first item on the agenda today is case NPR-22-3, Arts and Municipal Complex. And we have Ross here.
Good evening. My name is Ross Hillary. I'm the Assistant Director of Planning and Zoning for the City of Fishers. Before you tonight is Nickel Plate Review 22-3, which is the Art and Municipal Complex. We are all quite familiar with this building, but the subject site is located at 1 Municipal Drive, which is the current location of the City of Fishers City Hall. Before you tonight, A&F Engineering and Delve Design, on behalf of the City of Fishers, is requesting the approval of a site design, architecture, and waivers for a 45,000 square foot arts center and municipal office building. The property is zoned MC Municipal Center with approximately 2 acres of disturbed area. Here is the site plan for the Arts and Municipal Complex. To talk about the different uses, the building is divided up into 3 main uses. Be approximately 25% art center, 30% auditorium and theater space, and 45% municipal offices on the 2nd and 3rd floor. The facade features 37% masonry, divided among 13% brick at the base and 24% Indiana limestone as the primary first-story material. 45% of the building is a high-quality metal paneling that is showcased here with the recessed 2nd and 3rd floor. There's also a heavy usage of glass as 18% of the building to showcase the Fishers Art Center activity and the inviting nature of the public building. Here's an image of the front of the building from the southeast corner. You'll see in the foreground the integrated rain garden to assist in the water quality for the building. This image also shows the ramp and stairs to the front entrance of the art center and the theater and the 2nd-story green roof opportunity. This image is of the southwest corner, which shows the HVAC, which is screened through a tall parapet wall over the theater. All mechanical and generators will also be screened from the public right-of-way. The existing parking surfaces north of the Arts and Municipal Complex are to remain, but will both be modified to each have their own pickup and drop-off area, as well to access the back of house for the theater. You'll notice here the first story of the theater does not have any windows along that facade. That is part of the back of house for the theater, as well as restrooms, janitorial, and green room. This image is from the northeast corner and highlights the integration of the building to the existing path network and the pavilion. The theater will have 2 entrances, one located within the breezeway across from the Art Center, and one that is shown here along the north side of the building. The second floor municipal offices will have an outdoor terrace for seating, and the plan for the complex highlights the native plantings across the entire building. Staff is requesting 2 waivers tonight for the Nickel Plate Review Committee. The first one is metal paneling is used as a portion of the architectural material and is requested as a substitution material. As mentioned before, 45% of the building is to be a high-quality metal panel. And 2, alternative bench and trash receptacles as presented. While these benches and trash receptacles deviate from the existing code, they are not new to the Nickel Plate District, and I'll show you what those look like. Here are images of the trash receptacle and one of the bench options that may be incorporated into this project. They can currently be seen along the Nickel Plate Trail in the downtown portion. Staff believes they're a happy medium between the current all-black receptacles and benches by adding a more natural material as well. Staff does plan to add these to the Nickel Plate District standard in a future code update. With that, staff recommends approval as presented with the following waivers. Metal paneling as a substitution material as presented, and alternative bench and trash receptacles as presented, and with the following condition that all staff comments must be addressed from the following departments of planning, zoning, engineering, public works, and fire. This has gone through our TAC process, and there's just a little bit of homework on our end as staff, but staff doesn't see any issues with this project. The petitioner and architect are here to answer any additional questions as well as staff.
Thank you, Ross. Petitioner, would you like to, or architect, would you like to add any additional commentary?
I think Ross covered everything very well. I have nothing to add, but be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Committee, what questions do you have? We'll start there. Jamie, why don't you start since you're remote? Do you have any questions or comments?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Eugene?
Only question I have right now, the artwork that will be displayed, where is that being sourced from?
On the exterior of the building?
Yes. On the-
Yeah, so it's a collaboration where Ashley and the City of Fishers is partnering up with the arts, local arts, to basically commission those. So what we're trying to do is provide moments of canvas, if you will, so dimensionality, and then they're going to work as a team to help kind of curate that. The one that's probably the most curated or has the most definition is the banner that you see underneath the breezeway. That's one we are creating anchored systems that would tie to the building. But even with that one, there's a goal of allowing for some flexibility too over time if they wanted to change that banner out. So, good question. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. So the piece that we're looking at here, that's going to be a banner. So it'll be removable, interchangeable. It'll shift with, is what you're saying, right? Okay. So on the, what did we say that was that southwest? There was some art along, there was no windows along that main floor, but there is some art that's facing, yeah, thank you. Am I right that that is the southwest corner
Correct.
that we're looking at? Okay.
Yep.
So that art piece, is that also going to be a banner, interchangeable? Will that be permanent art? Is it, what are the thoughts on that?
I don't think it's fully prescribed yet. However, we see that probably be more as a mural. That would
Okay.
be more permanent in nature and yeah, a mural in the building.
Okay. Do we have a direct visual from the south, like looking directly at the breezeway? There we go. Oh, not from far enough back. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, from the north side?
No, I was just like thinking the full picture
Gotcha.
from this perspective of the
Oh,
entire
yeah, all the way out?
building.
No, I don't think we do.
No 3D. Okay.
This is probably the best, showing the overall south.
Yeah.
Face.
No, this is good. So the reason for no articulation windows on this west side is because that's the staging area for the auditorium, is that
Essentially, yeah.
correct? And
I would say-
bathrooms?
Yep, exactly, back of house. So any occupied spaces we're bringing daylight into, office spaces would all have window and glazing. There's a good portion of the theater that is pretty much just solid opaque walls based on the use behind it. So in those, we kind of say, I would say we have a lot of like brushstroke moments. So what you're seeing is like there's the articulated limestone. We're going to have recesses in those. So as you walk up close to it, you're going to see a lot of detailing that helps accent and break down the scale of each wall. But we did not go and add any kind of spandrel glass or fake glass where there was not a function needed for it behind it.
Okay. So there is more you're saying there's more articulation than what we're really
There is.
seeing
Yep.
in this rendering. Okay.
Yep, and it's almost like a piece of artwork in itself. There's going to be, big, broad forms that really are celebrated by the material, but then as you get closer, we definitely want to have small recesses. You can start to see there's even where one form meets another. We have a little recess, and just paying good attention to how those breaks are done in a way that has detail that I think as people walk around the building, they get to experience the art along the building, but also those moments that will be expressed and seen close up.
Okay. And then let's stick to that side of the building. On the second level, am I correct in thinking, and I might have missed this, but that's gonna actually be like a garden space on the rooftop of the first level before, where it recesses into the second?
Yep, where you're seeing the green on the south side is an area of green roof. So some vegetation that will be incorporated into the roofing system. As well on the north side where we have the accessible roof, there's adjacent sides that will have vegetation and green roof as well.
Okay. Okay. And then on the second level is the purpose for having no articulation or windows or anything like that on the west side, also screening, well, that's all screening, right?
Correct, yep.
Okay, yeah.
And the walls you're seeing there really form the box of the theater, the courtyard theater. So as those come up, that does become then the screening for the mechanical system.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting use because it doesn't want a whole lot of daylight in there, but creates an opportunity to help kind of extend the form that we have for the second floor and third floor of the office building, continuing that in a way that does kind of simplifies the exterior, but allows it to be kind of a nice form.
And that entire second floor is gonna be the metal?
Correct, yep.
Okay. I think that clarifies the questions that I had and just wanted to double check. Committee, anything further?
My only other question, I'm looking at the southeast view, so I guess this would be the northwest wall, the wall with the color, the kind of multicolored. There we go. Got it.
This one, or I got you.
There.
The box, yep.
Is that design kind of what brought that forth? I love it.
Yeah.
It threw me off. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
So the goal of that is that the material itself is meant to be, what we're showing the coloration is a light. So we're hoping to have LED lighting that allows us to, a couple things, we're thinking if there's something going on in the theater, how do you draw attention for someone who's never been there before? So the idea is at night that we would have light that have different spectrums of colors. Could be, in some ways, there's a lot of flexibility that if there's something going on in the actual, there's a concert going on, it could be, those colors could be used to reinforce something that's happening there. So yeah, that is an expression of light that you're seeing. Yeah.
Okay, so good question. So that is just a potential of what we could do with that material and the lighting. It's not going to be permanent, that.
Yeah, so during the day you're seeing the effect of light on a material. That's a good question.
Okay, well, that was a good question. I do like, I know, I was like, I kind of like that it had that
Yeah.
colorful nature there, but the opportunity to kind of make it, so it's projected
Correct.
onto
Yeah.
the same metal, the rest of the second and third floors are gonna be, okay. Yeah, but Eugene, you
Yep,
have
this-
another question?
My last question is, we're talking about the lighting, the LED lighting, with the rain, kind of the rainfall, the upper vegetation. Is the building in line to receive any sort of certifications, LEED certifications, green building certifications, anything of that sort?
There was definitely a strong, it was very important from the city that make sure that we look at sustainability throughout the project. There is not a certification that we are tracking necessarily, but we're looking at high-performance building practices. And anything from high-performance materials on the exterior, being durable, sustainable, to also expressions like the rain garden, local vegetation, things that start to show and educate as far as when it's raining, we're capturing the water, we're seeing how the water falls off the roof into this rain garden. So we're trying to express as many things as we can, both passively and actively within the building. But I would say the biggest thing is high-performance design. And then also evaluating systems to the extent possible to understand the system that's most efficient in this use.
Thank you.
No problem. Good question.
Emily, the only staff comment that I'd like to add is that we have a pretty well-established public art facility. So when we have projects like this that would want to go through some sort of RFQ process, I would anticipate that any one of these art projects would go through that same pretty rugged, established public art RFQ process.
Okay, does the city recommend that that's a part of the approval today, that we make sure we go through that process, or that is just a set standard?
That is our set standard when we're
Okay.
looking at public facilities.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Any additional commentary, Jamie?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I would look for a motion.
Move to approve the recommendation of staff, subject to anything that needs to be resolved with the planning, zoning, and engineering, public works, fire. Anybody else? Move to approve.
I'll second. Kay, would you like to take roll?
Ms. Nieves?
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Bowman?
Aye.
Thank you.
Does staff have anything further for the committee?
The only thing I'd like to mention is that next month will be our last month in the current City Hall auditorium for our meetings. Moving forward, while this new building that you all just approved is under construction, we will be at the fire station just next door. So we'll be at Fire Station 91, really for the next 18 months, starting in August.
Okay, thank you. If there are no further items to discuss, then I would take a motion to adjourn.